Hi, I'm Robert. I was watching a Blair White video. A lot of what I know about socially, yeah, it comes from Blair White. I don't usually follow social media very much. I'm not really very heavy into the culture. I don't get on social media very much. I try to stay informed on political stuff, but I just mainly stay away from social media other than, watching Blair White on YouTube. As someone who's attracted to trans women, I've been in several relationships, a couple of engagements with trans women. It's just where my heart has led me, and I saw a video of hers where she was discussing something that was really disturbing to me, especially as somebody with paranoid schizophrenia. Um, there's people out there, I guess, who fake mental disorders and kind of self diagnose them. And I did a brief dive into TikTok and looking up the fake disorder craze. And it's really, it's just disgusting. I don't know. I mean, from what I saw, it seemed like a lot of them were faking it. And especially the idea that you're going to self diagnose it. If you really have a problem like some of these people are claiming to have, then go get medical advice and help. Because if you've got some kind of mental disorder, you need help. I developed my paranoid schizophrenia after heavy hallucinogenic drug use, and it first came on when I was 18. And some of these videos I see, it seems to be they're not really suffering from any kind of the mental illness. They're just, I don't know. Some of them seem almost highly edited, it seems to be dissociative identity disorder is a big one, and it's just like it's almost like they choreograph their mood shifts, that their personality shifts with um, just music. It's like it's weird. People are weird. I don't understand. Like, if you're mentally healthy, why would you pretend to not be? As someone with a mental illness, that for the first 5 years of the mental illness, my one thought was just escaping it the only way I knew how, with suicide. And at the time, I considered unfortunate. Unfortunately, I was just very bad at it. Like, I wasn't good at killing myself. That's like something I never got really good at, and I really wanted to get away from this world, but I just always seemed to mess up. And after getting on medicine that really helped me several years ago, and I've started to build my life and turn it into something that's more manageable. I'm grateful that I didn't successfully kill myself, but sort of the last few years, things have been falling apart again. I've been suffering major depression. Um, my anxiety disorder has been getting pretty bad, and my schizophrenia, which has mostly been in remission for several years, it's been cropping up. And when I was a teenager, I had borderline personality disorder, and my therapist agrees with me, but this is what I think happened. But when my paranoid schizophrenia hit, it was just so bad. Like, it was just like 24/7. What I perceived to be the entire globe just punishing me for my mistakes I made as a teenager, which I was deeply ashamed of and hated myself for so long. And I just felt like I deserved what they were doing to me. That I thought that after my first failed suicide attempt, they put a chip in my head, and that everyone on the earth had 24/7 access to my thoughts. And not only that, they could actually manipulate my thoughts, and they would punish me for my thoughts in ways that only a sick mind like mine would be able to understand. So it was like something that I couldn't even acknowledge was really happening. They would pretend it wasn't happening, and that was my life for 5 years. That was just my existence. That was everything I ever experienced, and I just hid in my room. I didn't go outside, and I just, the only times I left my room was to go to the bathroom. The only time I went outside was to smoke or to go to doctor's office when I was forced to. I didn't want to take my pills. I didn't trust my pills, and I mean, that was the first 5 years, and I don't want to go too heavy into it, other than to say, if you've got a real mental illness, something that I just don't see, like, trying to get, I don't know, social approval from a mental illness, like trying to get popular from it. I mean, I'm open with sharing my mental illness because I've gotten past it, and it's part of who I am, and it's part of my history. And if I can help anybody to learn something, to maybe find hope if they're in a similar situation, like my life is night and day difference between now and what I just described. But trying to, I don't know, these people seem to be posting videos of them while they're suffering with like an actual just the experience of them suffering their mental illness. And as someone with paranoid schizophrenia, and the fear of having my thoughts be violated, and just, I thought my every thought was published to like aired out to the rest of the world, and I didn't really know how, whether it was radio format or whatever. I tried not to think about it too much, but the idea of being in a deep delusion and suffering fear, and just not I wouldn't want to share that personally. Like when I'm in at my worst with my paranoia, that's not something I would air to the world. I'm fine talking about it after it's going on, like after I'm through it, and sharing my experience and how I got through it, which was with medication. If you have a mental disorder, go get help. You shouldn't be self-diagnosing yourself, and if there's medication that can help you, you should get it, because I don't know. I just saw those videos, and I don't want to really. I don't know. This world is so insane, and it's just getting worse, and people don't seem to want to better their lives. They just want to seem to all they seem to want to do is just get some kind of social media following the best way they can, and it seems like some people can only get that social media following by lying about themselves and creating some kind of false persona. And I've tried to develop followings on the internet, and the way I've just gone about it is just being genuine, sharing who I am, and how I feel about the world, and being honest about it, and being Christian and conservative and engaged to trans women probably hasn't helped in finding any kind of following on either side of a very divided political world we live in. But I guess there's not much market for people who are just sharing who they are honestly, who are honest with themselves about who they are, and honest with the world about who they are. But I guess, in all honesty, I just had to say this is just a really disturbing trend, if it really is as prevalent as some claim it to be. But I just wanted to say, if Blair White ever sees this, I like your videos. I follow you, and so anybody who is suffering with mental illness, get help. If you're faking a mental illness, get help. And the help will be different in those two areas. But yeah, mental illness is not a joke. It's not something to just use, like Blair White put it, as an aesthetic, something to please and impress others. Mental illness is not something that anyone should enjoy having or brag about having. It is a real nightmare at times, and if I could choose to get rid of it, I would. But unfortunately for me, it's something I'm going to be suffering with the rest of my life, and it's not a joke. It's something serious, and just try to better your life in any way you can. And if you don't have these debilitating illnesses, enjoy not having them. That's something to be happy for. You shouldn't be wanting it. Anyways, thank you for watching. If you like any of my content, I have other videos as well. Just subscribe and share. I don't really know how this works. I'm still learning. Just thank you.